I'm Brian Krause, and I'm going to give an inside look explaining the everyday logic of a hacker. We've all seen shows where someone like the Flash needs eyes on a situation to fight the bad guy. And star computer nerd Felicity breaks into Central City's camera network to help save the day. Having grown up watching war games, hackers, or even Mr. Robot, we see all sorts of Hollywood excitement around hacking. Indeed, this is the glamorous side of what is a seedy business. However, if we don't understand the MO of attackers, we'll set ourselves up for bad things to come our way. Over the past couple of months, we've seen quite a few nasty breaches with wide-reaching effects. As a security craftsman, I always get asked how these attacks went down. What I find particularly interesting is they generally follow the same methodology. A few years back, I recall learning about something known as a Cyberkill Chain. A kill chain concept is rooted in military circles as a strategic action plan. Lockheed Martin used this concept to create the Cyberkill Chain, which became all the rage across the information security industry. Most people are more interested in how attacks happen from a hacker perspective and not how corporate America protects our company's assets. Probably explains why none of my movie title mentions follow some guy out of the Midwest working as a security analyst. To help me better explain how a hack happens, I'll pull from a framework outlined on one of my favorite websites, Hackers Arise. We're going to go over the hacker methodology. It is similar to the Cyberkill Chain, but looking from the offensive viewpoint that hackers use to take a target down. By understanding how the mind of a hacker works, you'll have a much better ability to protect yourself. Since the beginning of time, hackers follow a standard pattern. If you look at Ragnar, pillaging a castle in the show Vikings, you'll see attacks on kingdoms and computers are similar. There are 6 steps. 1. Reconnaissance. 2. Exploitation. 3. Privilege escalation. 4. Leave a backdoor. 5. Data extraction. And 6. Cover your tracks. When performing an attack, sophisticated tools are essential to a hacker's arsenal and many times free to obtain. However, never underestimate the weak link of humans to allow good old-fashioned social engineering. While a big wood Trojan horse may look suspicious, a simple email or phone call works wonders. Keeping with the theme of hacking, let's explore this further. Reconnaissance. During recon, a hacker may spend weeks or months gathering intel on their target. They collect information, learning about the company, people, locations, networks, applications, operating systems, and general weaknesses in defense. What's important is for the hacker to not get caught. Passive reconnaissance uses non-intrusive measures like researching LinkedIn, Facebook, and gathering info from web servers using tools like Netcraft. Active reconnaissance digs even deeper with tools like Nmap or Exposed used to find actionable intel. This phase becomes riskier as the attacker's IP address could be left to potentially flag the victim of their presence. Exploitation. With the lay of the land, our hackers looking to gain access and start the exploit. Having done proper recon, they already know what apps, services, and ports they're going to go after. The attack can be done from within the building or remotely. Metasploit is a popular tool known as a framework the underworld uses to bypass security controls. Privileged escalation. The hacker has made their way in and found a vulnerability to exploit. However, the compromise likely starts with a computer or low-value server. Imagine breaking into a bank where you've made it into the lobby. Not much of a heist if you only walk out with hard candies, pens, and deposit slips. The hacker needs to escalate their privilege to have the permissions necessary for greater access across the network. Privilege escalation is how to get to high-value servers and data stores. Mimikatz is a tool that may get used to grab a leftover admin credentials stored in a computer's memory under the Local Security Authority Subsystem Service, a process known as the LSAS. The LSAS is a running process in your task manager of all Windows computers and holds all sorts of credentials used to log in across the network. Leave a backdoor. The attack is in process. The attacker is moving across the network. They will establish persistence to leave access for as long as possible until discovered. Persistence is maintained by creating their own legit account or installing technology like VNC for remote access to use later if needed. Data extraction. It's game over. The attacker is stealing the files they want, encrypting laptops, accessing credit cards, monitoring video feeds, shutting down industrial controls, or whatever the end goal is. They are making their exit with a bag full of loot. Cover your tracks. I have no idea what the criminal code of ethics is. However, I do know criminals do not want to get caught, as it's bad for business. With the attack accomplished, they'll likely take a tool like Meterpreter, run a clear EV command to clear windows and event logs, and become a ghost that was never there. While my story is an oversimplification, it's how hackers take down their target in a nutshell. When the next breach hits the news cycles, wait a few weeks for researchers to do their analysis. Google how the attack happened, and I guarantee you'll see it follows this general pattern. With that said, be safe, and I hope I gave you some food for thought. If you have questions, please reach out or ask a fellow security craftsman.